BNPtv. I'm sure that you're as angry as I am that the police allowed Anjem Choudarys and the other traitors from Muslims for the UK to hold their demonstration in Wootton Bassett at the weekend. But the BNP had a victory when myself, Andrew Bronze and Richard Barnbrook said that if they were allowed to march, we would stand or block the way. We forced the police and the authorities to make a decision which was to stop those people, those traitors, from marching through the town of Wootton Bassett. Now, as many of you know, I'm sure, I was there a couple of months ago at one of the saddest of the repatriation ceremonies, as 6 of our young heroes were brought home from Afghanistan through the streets of Wootton Bassett in their Union Jack covered coffins. And I can tell you that the people of that town are doing a wonderful thing for the families of the victims of Brown and Cameron's illegal and futile war. And the idea that someone like Choudarys and his fellow traitors should go along and besmirch that town and upset local people really makes me feel sick. But at least we stopped them marching, and in the end what happened was, although they were heading there for a static demonstration, the police did actually stop them from getting into the town on the grounds that if it went ahead there could be serious public disorder. That wouldn't have been from us, because it was sprung on us. We wouldn't even have known about it in time to get there, but that would have been local people in Wootton Bassett, showing the disgust that ordinary people in this country have against people like Choudarys and the idea, their aim, of turning our country into their Muslim republic. But make no mistake, that traitors' march could well have gone ahead if it wasn't for us in the British National Party saying, "over our dead bodies." So that's a victory that we've scored. Now we need to move on, and on this Friday we're going to be launching our campaign, the crux of our campaign for the general election, under the slogan, "Support our troops, bring them home." Obviously we'll be contesting the election on other issues, on the problems caused by mass immigration, on the destruction of our sovereignty in the United States of Europe. We'll be talking and campaigning about those issues, but central to the whole campaign will be those 6 words, so dear to the hearts now of really every decent person in the country: support our troops, bring them home. That campaign starts this Friday. It will run right up to the general election, with everything we do, our election broadcast, our leaflets, our campaigning activities. It's all going to be focused around that. Members and supporters over the next few days will be receiving on their doormats the brochure that we've done in support of this campaign. We're already putting out literally hundreds of thousands of leaflets about this issue, and there'll be a lot more to come. It's going to be a really big campaign, and I can't think of a campaign that we've run at any stage in our history which is really more in tune with what ordinary decent people feel and believe. We're not threatening anybody at all. We're not doing anybody down, except treacherous, vile politicians like Gordon Brown, David Cameron, who know damn well that our soldiers are out there in Afghanistan not to prevent terrorism in Britain, not even to sort out Afghanistan democracy, although if the Afghans want a democracy, they should fight for the thing themselves. Our soldiers are there because big oil and various big multinational corporations want to see pipelines put through Afghanistan so that the United States and her allies in Asia don't have to rely on oil that comes through Russia. That's why our boys are being sent out there ill-equipped to fight and to die in a war that's got nothing at all to do with us. And people understand that, people know that, and we can lead this campaign to get our boys and girls out of Afghanistan, because there's no popular support for that war. All it needs is an effective political voice standing up and saying to the British people as a whole, if you feel the same way as us, then vote for us, join us, and together we'll do something about it. And I really do believe that there's only a limited amount of time that Brown and Cameron and Clegg can keep our boys and girls in that ludicrous no-win war, and that the faster we build a really effective campaign against it, the sooner they will have no choice but to bring our boys and girls back. So that's the campaign we're going to be running from now until presumably the start of May. We need your help. We need your campaign help as activists. We need you writing letters to your local paper, campaigning for us on the internet, coming out on the streets. Everybody can do something. Most of all, and especially if you're not in a position to be an activist, then this campaign needs money. At local levels, we need our coffers filled so that we can afford to fight every single seat that we should be fighting up and down the country. And nationally, we need the money now, because there's no point having it in 3 months' time. There's no point having it in 2 months' time. We can't schedule our campaign. We can't put out more, for instance, of these superb brochures that you're going to see. We can't run some of the really big mailing shots that we're going to be running to ordinary people in our key target areas. We can't do this without money, and we don't have the backing of big business like the Labour Party and the Tories. We don't have the backing of the trade unions like the Labour Party. We don't have the backing of anybody except ordinary, decent British people. People like you giving money to help us push this campaign forward to support our troops by bringing them home. Not next year, not next month, but now. Right now. That's our demand. Help us to make it as effectively as possible. Underneath this video screen you'll see there's a donation button. Please give as much as you can afford, and also pass this video on to friends, to relatives, to workmates and so on. Anybody else that you know agrees with us and the majority of the British people, make sure they see what the British National Party is about, what we're standing for, and they get the chance to join you and all the other people helping us with this campaign. Thank you.